Today I'm going to show you all how to make my famous no-bake Notcho Mama's banana pudding. It's pretty simple, so you can make it and stop asking me to make it. First things first, wash your strawberries off and cut them. Cut the tops off, obviously. You can actually cut them in any shape you want to. I cut mine in like 4 different shapes and it just works out. Don't ask me why. But if you're like a super OCD person, you can either cut them, you know, straight up and down this way, across. If they're really little and have a weird shape, I'll even dice that up, and it all really works. Don't judge me. I'm cutting mine while I'm watching Raising Dion. Also, forgot to mention, this is a Thanksgiving sized banana pudding. So I'm doing double of what I normally do. Normally, I only use one carton of strawberries. So I'll tell you what I do when I get to the other steps too. So you're done with the strawberries, put those to the side for now. Rinse your cutting board off or you will have debris from the strawberries, i.e. your bananas will be pink or you'll have like strawberry leaves over the bananas. Since we're making double the size, I'm using like between 12 to 16 bananas. I don't really rock with that many bananas, so I'm realistically probably using like 12. In a normal size banana pudding, I use between 6 to 8 bananas. Now, cutting styles for the bananas, you want to stay with this sort of disc shape. Now, with that being said, the only way you will not have that shape, or the only way you should not have that shape, is if you got brown spots. You want to cut around the brown spots. Some people like brown spots. I don't. And I don't think they work in a banana pudding because they're too soft. So you will get like varied shapes like this when you are cutting around the brown spots in a banana. Now the next thing you want to do is blend with the hand mixer your 4 cups of milk and 10 ounces of pudding mix. Now this is French vanilla pudding. Some people use the banana pudding mix and some people use regular vanilla. That will make a difference in the way that this tastes. So I always try to get French vanilla, even when it's not convenient. So like I have like 4 of these instead of like the big boxes because Walmart didn't have the big boxes because I waited too long to get my stuff. Again, remember you cutting all this in half if you're making a smaller batch of banana pudding. Somebody asked me before if I could use a non-dairy product for like a vegan-friendly recipe. I'm sure you can, but don't try to replace that in this banana pudding that I'm making because this ain't that. Make sure you measure if you don't get a 5-ounce box of pudding to put together to make the 10 because some of y'all just watch these videos and start dumping stuff. This is 3.4 ounces. So I used 3 of these, but actually like not a full 3 because 3 of these would make like 10.2 ounces. I'm no math whiz though. So there's my pudding. Pouring the milk in here. Let me get some focus. Okay, there we go. Focused. Now it thickens up when you blend it well with the hand mixer and add the milk. You do want to make sure you check up under because sometimes the dry pudding is still like in the crevices depending on what type of bowl you use. But now we're done with that. Next, with your hand mixer, you want to blend 2 blocks of cream cheese and 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk, not to be confused with evaporated milk. Now, these cream cheese blocks should be soft enough, and sometimes if you are in a rush and you're taking them right out the refrigerator, they're not. So I break rules and put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds. That's up to you. Obviously, take it out of the foil, but I'm probably gonna throw these in the microwave for about 10 seconds so it's easier to work with the hand mixer. You want to make sure you get most of those lumps out of there. Sometimes the cream cheese will fill up the whole mixer and you got to stop and either pull the mixer up, but not so much that it splashes everywhere while it's still running, or turn it off and stick like a butter knife in between the holes to get all the cheese, cream cheese that's filled in the inside. Now, the cream cheese and the condensed milk are blended well in there. Now, you need 24 ounces of like the frozen whipped cream that you get in the freezer aisle next to desserts and stuff. You need 24 ounces of that. I have two 16-ounce tubs of it, so obviously not going to use the entirety of both of these, but you have to fold those into here. I'm going to show you what fold means in a minute. You don't mix it around like that. I'm literally going to fold. This is folding. And you're going to fold the whipped cream into. So the whipped cream is what makes this a more fluffy banana pudding. I actually don't prefer the banana puddings that has a texture like real pudding. So this makes it more fluffy, and I forgot to mention this is a no-bake banana pudding, so it's a little bit quicker. But I'm still getting the lumps out of the whipped cream and cream cheese mixture because the whipped cream was frozen, so you want to make sure you get all those lumps out before you mix it with our first mixture, which is the next step. Next, you want to line the entire bottom of the pan with your vanilla wafers. Now, I got 3 boxes. Normally, a size like this takes like 2.5. I just like to have enough cookies. You can use whatever kind of cookie you'd like. Classy people use Chessman cookies, which are in the Pepperidge Farm bag, which you would have to get a couple bags of those. I don't know what a couple is, but you'd have to get quite a few, and that'd probably be like a $32 thing, where this whole pudding probably didn't even take $32. Anyway, I line the bottom with the cookies, but I like to cookies and then bananas on top. I like to put the bananas in the intersections like this, so that everything can be pretty much covered. So, like I said, I put bananas wherever I see the pan is showing at. This pan is not the kind I usually use, so it has like these grooves and ridges in there that is causing the cookies to slide and more ball head spaces than I would typically like, but we're gonna work it out. So I did cookies, bananas like I explained, and then sprinkled like 3 handfuls of strawberries over the top. Still got a bunch of bananas, still got a bunch of strawberries. Now I'm about to pour all the pudding on top of all of this. So I just poured the pudding on top and literally threw the bananas, just sprinkled them on top of the pudding, and then I'm just filling in the spots that I don't have bananas at with strawberries. And I'll show you what I'm gonna do after that, because it's gonna blow your mind. Now you filled in all the ball spots, most of them with the strawberries. Now you're gonna take cookies and layer them on directly on top. This is not the top of the pudding though. Let me just show you a quick demonstration of what's gonna happen once I get cookies on all these. You're gonna take the back of like a knife or the back of whatever you was mixing with, and you're gonna push the cookie down, and now you got room for more strawberries, more bananas, and your top layer of cookies, because the pudding is going to cover the cookies on top that you just put in there. So you're gonna literally push all these down in there, and the pudding is gonna go on top of it, and then all your fruit is gonna be hidden, and then you'll have enough room to put your final like layer of cookies on the top. And then once you push all the cookies in, just smooth it out a little bit, and you just, it don't matter.
That's your favorite thing. It don't matter.
So after I pushed that first layer of cookies I just showed you down, I sprinkled more bananas and more strawberries on top. And I just put cookies in the spaces where there was not a banana or a strawberry. And I'm actually pushing everything down. This, you don't have to be super like meticulous about this. Cause like you're gonna smooth it over anyway. But this is the last layer I'm gonna do because as you can see it's like to the rim. So after I push all this stuff down, I'm just gonna layer my top layer of cookies on all of this after I smooth it out. And here's the finished product. You've got your last layer of cookies, which took almost a whole bag. On the top, actually still has some banana and some strawberry left, which that is fine. If you want to pack yours to the max and you want it to be overflowing, do you. Again, this is a no-bake banana pudding, and it's fluffy. It's delicious. This is Notcho Mama's banana pudding. And now a message from our sponsors. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to like what I do, and you don't have to trust my process or the products that I use. But the chances are, if you watch this whole video step by step, you don't know how to make banana pudding anyway, baby.